and welcome to News and Things with Soul. I'm your host, Sharika Soal. Each week, we'll discuss trending topics in the political world, as well as entertainment, and sometimes a little bit of side-eye, as well as, whoo child, let's try to keep it together. Let me start off by saying the Democrats and the Republicans have completely lost their minds as far as self-awareness is concerned.
Nationalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside.
Set on fire. 2 vehicles have been ignited. The fire folks have just moved in. Many of the protesters cloaked in black with their faces covered. The protesters had filled the street with several anarchists smashed Washington storefronts with hammers. Protests in dozens of cities from Boston to Minneapolis.
This week, the Democrats want to impeach the president.
When the Senate takes it up and acts as a jury, then they will decide whether or not he's going to be impeached.
But
that is a jury.
But the Senate is mostly Republicans.
That's right.
Do you really think, come on, Maxine, you really think you're going to get some Republicans to vote to impeach him?
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm an independent, so I don't really go too hard to the left or too hard to the right. I kind of just like to look at it all from perspective of sanity, you know, in the non-pander sort of speaking way. Yeah. So the Democrats want us to get behind them as they rush to impeach Donald Trump. Now, mind you, they've been impeaching Donald Trump for the last 3 years. Literally. It's almost November 9th, 2020. Somebody's got to say it, and I don't mind saying it because I consider myself an independent. You know, sanity, neutral, not hating people because they wore a red hat, and not hating people because they don't like Donald Trump. In today's society, the millennial world, where everything's pretty much done on social media, your grandfather poses no real threat. At least not to me anyway. Right now, I don't think he can convince my landlord to stop taking my rent check, if you know what I mean.
Bruh.
Oh, rent is so expensive.
Because the rent is too damn high party. People are working 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week to some a third job. Women can't afford to take care of their children, feed their children breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My main job is to provide a roof over your head, food on the table, and money in your pocket. This is politics as usual. Playing a silly game. It's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement, the people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. They're being laid off right now as I speak. They can't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Listen, someone's stomach, child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it? You gotta listen like me.
Okay,
let's
Mr.
talk
McMillan.
about the issue.
Mr.
People can't afford
Mr.
to pay their
Cuomo,
rent.
30
Stop.
seconds for you, sir.
Rent is too damn high. As a karate expert, I will not talk about anyone up here because our children can't afford to live anywhere. Nowhere. There's nowhere to go. Once again, why? You said it, the rent is too damn high.
It really is. It's like so expensive. Like I can't even, you know what I mean? It's like, ah! Anyway, so the Democrats have been basically wanting to impeach Donald Trump for the last 3 years. Now, mind you, everything that's broken in Los Angeles is specifically the downtown area where, you know, Skid Row is at. It's been broken and
crawling through the streets of Los Angeles, feasting on piles of uncollected trash. Now, the I-Team exposed a problem recently, and the city vowed to clean it up.
It's been going on a little bit longer than he's been in office. In fact, a lot of the things that are going wrong in the world as far as lawmaking goes, because, you know, don't forget, Congress makes the laws. The presidents just decide to sign off of the law or veto the law. At the end of the day, it's Congress that makes the law. So Democrats, a lot of the stuff that's been going on that's broken, like I say, New York, subways, Los Angeles downtown district, Skid Row, yeah, they've all been totally out of control and health hazards for a lot longer than Donald Trump's been in office. But go ahead, get your impeachment on. We're all watching. At least I'm watching to see what's going on.
What if it was you?
Because at this point, I'm not even sure what the Democrats are pandering to black people for. As well as the Republicans. I'm not sure what they're pandering to me for. Because, you know, it's been 152 years since slavery ended, and not really sure at this point what they're promising anymore. Because everything's broken. So if you guys could just, you know, wrap this whole impeachment thing up and get back to fixing Flint, you know, black people everywhere will thank you. What is that? So anyway, we can also talk about something that's been on everybody's mind, the black conservative. Yes, honey. You know, Turning Point USA has a whole thing going on where they're just pumping out black conservative after black conservative. I mean, at least the ones that don't quit or get fired, it's all going swimmingly. I myself am not a Democrat, and I just happen to be black. You know, black people, I think for the most part, are independent because both the right and the left pander to us. And at this point, after 152 years, who knows what they're really promising us when everything's literally pretty much broken and getting more broken by the moment. I mean, if we want anything fixed, at this point, we pretty much have to fix it ourselves. And I'm not kidding. Just as you go down the street, you see a leak, just pull out your hammer and fix it. Because the Democrats are very busy right now freaking out about impeaching the president. And as I said, they've been impeaching him now for the last 3 years over things that he didn't really do or cause. Sure, Trump ran a very sensational, salacious campaign, but at the end of the day, do we really want people to come over here with the purpose of doing us harm to get the equivalent of a parking ticket? No. I think anybody that plans on bombing America deserves a little bit more consequences. Yeah, that's the problem. They want to take away the consequences for coming over into our great land, which is our fortune, by the way, with no consequences. Sure, come on over here. Just do it the right way. So I'm not really sure how I feel at this point about a party who just kind of wants everybody and anybody just to come on in, you know? And I'm not sure if that's really a conservative value, a Republican value, a Democrat value. I'm not even sure it's a value. I like to keep my doors locked at night because I don't want to be kidnapped. Who wants to be kidnapped? Human trafficking is a real thing. It's like really happening. So yeah, you know, as far as black conservatives go, it's all good. You can call yourself whatever you want. Like I said, both sides are pandering and pandering hard. And who knows what they're promising us at this point. What I do know is, as far as their mascot is concerned, I guess they call her Candace Owens, you know, when you're trying to get black people to listen to you, I mean, I'm not really an expert on the hood or anything, but you might want to lower your voice and keep your tone non-threatening, dominating, or too aggressive. I mean, that's like 101 how not to get your butt kicked when you're walking in the hood. You don't want to just be popping off at the mouth at anybody. You know, definitely don't want to be calling us slaves. You know, on Calumet and 47 in Chicago. You gotta be nice, and we might follow you. But honey, none of us are gonna follow you while you're screaming at the top of your lungs, calling us slaves, looking down on us with some type of attitude like you're better than us. That's totally against what I think the black community wants. So, you know, just calm that down a little bit. And also, black people don't really need leaders. We've always been able to get ourselves out of crazy situations. In fact, all humans have been able to get by without a certain specific race of human for all of eternity. You know, you might never meet a white person if you live in Europe. In the part where you might never meet you might live in Thailand your whole life and never meet a black person. So we can all survive. You know, we do need each other, but we do not need a specific race to survive. And I feel like that's what's missing from the conversation, and that's where sanity needs to, we need to bring the sanity back, because some of this stuff doesn't really make sense. Are we voting for somebody who has the best interest of all Americans and America, the nation, the land, the home of the brave, all that good stuff? Or are we voting for a political party to rule and be our moral compass? I think not, because as far as I'm concerned, both sides on the right and left have people in it that I wouldn't invite to dinner. Just being free.
Hey guys, and thanks so much for tuning in to News and Things with Soul. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. Also, follow me on Twitter at Sharika Soal 84.